We chose to meet Tony Davies because he helped set up the Treorchy Male Choir Young Musician of the Year competition that some of us have been involved with. We thought we'd talk about the competition, but found he had a really interesting story of his own.
I lived in Tonypandy. My mother sang all day, every day. I unfortunately have got a very deep voice, as perhaps you've picked out. And my history of singing in school was, please pretend to sing, please do not sing. And so I never did. I'd always wanted to be a brass player because at that time a lot of the boys in school were actual members of the chorus band. That my mother said, you are not going to join a brass band, it's common. I've never understood her attitude. And if I practiced more on the piano, I would then appear at the Albert Hall. Oh, don't mothers think their children are wonderful? I passed as a teacher, which I'll never understand how. Then I became a deputy head, and then in Norwich I became a head. Now in the meantime I had 3 children, and my middle child always wanted to play a trumpet. Now we bought him a plastic one when he was about 5, but he got fed up with that, he didn't like that too much, and so he took up cornet. Then my eldest son started playing trombone, and then my daughter, she played French horn. I decided I was going to have a try at it. So I started on the euphonium, and I ended up on a tenor horn, and played in lots of competitions, but got very, very nervous. And if you're a brass player and you get nervous, everything goes. So I got too nervous to do the best. I used to go to school at 7 o'clock every morning, practice for the first hour, but when I got into doing it in the practice room or in concerts, I just got too nervous. So I took up conducting, which you'd think would be a lot harder, but I found that a lot easier. So I conducted, we got to the Royal Festival Hall 4 years in succession. Then I came down back to Wales, where I came up here to listen to a rehearsal. They were obviously desperate for singers, so they signed me up. I had an audition. When you have an audition with a choir, the conductor plays a note and you've got to sing that note, or you've got to sing little scales, etc. But I didn't know you were supposed to also prepare a song to sing. And he said, it was a heathen, what song are you going to sing? And I couldn't think of anything. And do you know what the first song that came into my mind was? Because I'm a big fan of his, Jailhouse Rock with Elvis. And I thought, well, that's not going to go down very well. So the only other thing I came up with was Cwm Rhondda. And I sang it incredibly badly. I tried to sing it too high, and I can't sing high. But when he pitched me lower, I then found you haven't got to be a great singer to be in the choir. As long as you can sing reasonably in tune, you've got a reasonable voice, there is a part for you. So I found my niche.